salute y'all. It's your boy Tim Snow. Got another one here for you, man. I just want to say what's up to everybody here.
Yeah, for what you a felon. I say, you got me, man. That's what I'm saying.
It's your boy Tim Snow. Takes for the story family. Salute y'all. It's your boy Tim Snow. Takes for the story family. Salute y'all. It's your boy Tim Snow.
Text Prison Story family, salute y'all. It's your boy Tim Snow back here with another one. And this one here is not a video I plan to do, right? I got a couple messages. People were telling me that some MS-13 members took over a county jail in Texas, and it's Liberty County. And man, that surprised me when I heard that, right? I didn't believe it. I still don't know if I do, so I ain't gonna lie, because it's hard to believe. Liberty County is a real cool, laid-back place. I lived right there next to it, pretty close to it. And it just doesn't, to me, unless they were hiding out, it doesn't seem like a place that would have these guys. But, you know, people traffic things, move things. They move into new areas, open up shops. So it's possible. I don't know, right? So I'm getting messages about it, not believing it. Then I see a thing breaking on the news that says Liberty County Jail taken over by inmates. And we're going to get into it right now. Check this out.
Good afternoon. I'm Sheriff Bobby Rader, Liberty County Sheriff. I'm going to turn this interview over to Lieutenant John Bennett. He was actively involved, and he'll have first-hand news instead of having to come through me. So, Lieutenant John Bennett.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant John Bennett with Liberty County Sheriff's
So, you know what's
Office.
crazy? This lieutenant dude, man, he seems real cool. I ain't going to lie. If I didn't know he was a sheriff, seeing his uniform, I believe ex-TDC guard, I mean, I would never know. He's just a laid-back cat. And that's what surprised me.
This CID Lieutenant, Criminal Investigations Division, and I'm also over the SRT team along with my captain here. We got called and basically said that there was a large-scale disturbance that was taking place inside of the Liberty County Jail, and they needed everybody that they could get to show up to the jail. Most of the people that showed up got here within about 5 to 10 minutes. When I showed up on scene, Liberty PD, I think Dayton PD was already here, DPS, and other sheriff's deputies. The call came in, our jail staff, we have deputies that work inside of the jail, and they were doing shakedowns. Look, these people inside this jail, they try to get stuff in, they try to cause problems, and we make sure that we keep that under control. So they were doing an initial search. When the search took place, they got out of hand, started raising a ruckus, and our guys backed out. They contained it. They started busting windows inside of the dorms.
So check this out. They start rioting. They start tearing things up, busting the windows. The jailers did the right thing for them. They got out of there, right? When people have the illusion and all this of prison guards, jailers, whatever, protecting inmates, things like that, oh, if you're getting into a fight, they're going to break it up. No, those people are at work. They have families and they're trying to make it back home. You start acting like that, or you're just an innocent bystander in that pod while people are going crazy, it's just an unfortunate event, right? Because they're just going to back out and let y'all do what you do. You're contained.
They started covering the windows so we couldn't see inside. When I showed up on scene, there was approximately 6 windows that were busted. There's 2 panes in these windows. The inside panes were busted, and then we had the outside panes, which they had not breached yet. As soon as we walked in, as soon as we got a team together to walk inside, one of the dorms that had approximately 21 people in it just laid it down. They understood that sign of force that we were coming in, and they just laid it down. We were able to flex cuff them, secure that pod, and we started working on the other pod. The second pod, I believe, actually had 23 people inside of it. That one was a lot more agitated, worked up. That was the one that really started it all, to be honest with you. We had 4 or 5, I think, that were really instigating the whole situation. There's some slots on the side of the cell. We call them bean slots. It's a small opening that you can open up, and you can communicate, or you can do what you have to do to pass food through it. Sometimes we have situations like this. They had made it to where we couldn't open that or open the doors. One of the windows that they...
So look what he's saying. The bean slots, you can see them in the back on those doors if you look close enough behind me. It's literally just a food slot where they can open up and pass your tray through, right? But when you're doing something like this, that's what they're going to open up and spray the gas through. They got a thing that's like a big mosquito fogger. They crank it up and they'll smoke out the whole room. But he's getting ready to talk about something a little more serious. Since they busted out the inside window, the officers busted out the outside window and got it on.
They had busted just because we couldn't get inside. We went ahead and broke it from the outside and started putting 40 millimeter rounds inside as far as the gas. We gassed that dorm. We let it set. They still weren't allowing us to come inside. We were communicating them from the outside and from the inside of the facility, just telling them if they weren't involved in this, they needed to lay on the ground. If they were, when we came in, we were going to take that sign of force, or we were going to take that sign of aggression, and we were going to treat it appropriately. Once we were able to get inside the dorm, or once we let them sit there for a little bit and started calming them down, talking to them, we were able to get the rest of them to semi-cooperate. We made entry. There was one that tried to resist. It did not work out for him. He ended up putting flex cuffs, and we secured the building.
I bet it didn't work out for him.
At the end of the day, this is a facility that is overpopulated, and we're trying our hardest to get it down. And we have people in here that are violent criminals. And we just need to make sure that they know that it doesn't matter what you do. You're not going to get out. You're going to stay where you're at, and you're going to face the justice system. And that's what we're here for. I appreciate everybody's help, my command staff, including just making sure that we had the resources and everybody that showed up on scene to assist us. It's a very chaotic situation. It was difficult, but we got it under control. Y'all have any questions for me?
Can you talk about how important it is that you guys have these protocols in place to help you secure this area? I know you were talking about, I can't remember the acronym, but...
So let me talk about this for a second while he's asking the questions. Think about being one of the people that are in there that had no part of that, right? You're in this riot situation where I don't know if they're attacking each other or they're just tearing stuff up, breaking things, right? Obviously, they didn't want to get shook down, or they're just straight bucking. I don't know what motives they had. Something upset them though, because this isn't something that just happens for no reason. They had, might have been unlegal reasons, but they had their reasons obviously, so they went in there and did that. But look, you're now having to lay on the ground because you have nothing to do with it. The other guy's still throwing things through the window, fighting back, blocking the shoot, and they start shooting in 40 millimeter rounds. Right? These are little gas grenade rounds. Let me tell you something. Those things come in hot and heavy like a bullet. They'll bounce off things, they'll shoot off things, and now you're laying on the ground, nothing to do with it, and just got hit by a 40 millimeter smoke bomb in your face. You know, this is the type of things why I tell everybody this is not the life you want, man. Some of them people in that tank right there were DWI people. Some of them maybe even had misdemeanors, right? Sitting out fines or something. I'm not sure how it works. Liberty County is a small jail. But everybody in there wasn't hardcore killers. Everybody wasn't taking part of this. But everybody got to pay the repercussions. Everybody got to get fogged out, whatever you can, tear gas, you know what I'm saying? And when this is a situation like this, they're going to use a lot of gas, y'all. Excuse me. They're going to use a lot of gas. Point blank, period. So this was some chaos. Like, this was some shit that was pretty serious they're dealing with. And for the simple fact that it's happening in a smaller county that's not used to this, it was even more important to them, a bigger deal. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're having to establish their control again, and it's something they're just not used to.
Yes, sir. As far as the...
It's like
Caper. Okay, so I worked for TDC for some years. That's where I started in law enforcement before I got into being a deputy. And one of the things that they taught us there was CAPER, C-A-P-E-R, contain, alert, plan, execute, and restore. So basically, whenever the jail staff and the deputies that were on scene knew that this was starting to pop off, they made sure those doors were secured. They contained that area. Nobody was getting out. And they alerted the appropriate people, and we responded. That gave us the chance to make a plan, and then execute that plan, and then ultimately restore order inside of our facility.
The people that were arrested, I mean, are they going to be moved somewhere else? The people that instigated all this, I mean, are they going to be transferred to another facility?
I'm going to make it clear that these people are going to face additional charges. You know, we're not going to take this lightly. This is something that we need to make sure that is handled appropriately. And as far as law enforcement goes, we're going to make sure that these people, and I know that we have full support of the DA's office. They actually showed up to assist us as well with anything that we needed.
And how many people will face charges because of this?
Right now we're looking at about 5, but we're reviewing footage to make sure, and there's maybe some additional charges. But that's what I'm looking at initially. I'm not going to be, I don't really know a whole lot of information on that at the moment. My investigators, along with jail staff, are looking into that at the moment.
And there was a big task force operation in Colony Ridge earlier this week. Were any of the people that were arrested as a part of the operation in these jail currently, or would they be held somewhere else?
I'm going to refer that to the sheriff to answer.
Oh, and I'm referring.
So check this out. It's a tank with 23 people and only 5 of them facing charges. That means there was 18 men in there dealing with that. I'm surprised that 18 men ain't stomped them 5 into the ground and give them to the police. Instead, they literally just ate the gas. Everybody getting cuffed up, probably had to lay on the floor for a long time. You know, it's a bad experience, right? But 18 men just let 5 of them do it because they were minding their business, I guess they said. That would have been hard for me. I ain't lying, that would have been hard for me because I would have been telling people, yo, we about to all get tossed. We're all about to get gas. I don't want to get hit with one of them bullets. Yeah, they need to go sit down and chill. So this is surprising.
To the Chief Billy Tibb. I'm sorry. Billy
Chief
Knox.
Deputy Billy Knox, there are 2 here. One was the murder that we had late Monday night. That was not involved in the operation, but was just there. And then DPS brought one in early on in the morning that was related to that. So there's only 2 people here on that Monday operation.
And we were getting some tips from viewers that maybe MS-13 gang members were the ones that were taking over in the jail today.
Did you hear what she said? So this is what raised my ears right here. I'm getting DMs and stuff saying some MS guys took over Liberty County Jail. I'm having trouble believing it, right? Like, man, come on, for real? Because there's just not very many of them around here. So when I hear it, it's only 4 or 5 guys, though. Now I'm thinking, well, that's possible. Maybe they all got busted together in that little county jail that may only have 2 pods. I don't know. But then the reporter just asked the same question. I'm thinking, how did I hear this, and now this reporter is saying the same thing? Listen to what she says.
Was just there, and then DPS brought one in early on in the morning that was related to that. So there's only 2 people here on that Monday operation.
And we were getting some tips from viewers that maybe MS-13 gang members were the ones that were taking over in the jail today. Are you able to confirm that?
No, we can't confirm that. This has just started. We're still getting everybody identified through the videos that we have in there, so we can have further charges. So that's too early to tell right now.
Were any of them involved?
So here's what strikes me about that, right? He didn't deny it. He didn't deny it. And if they were MS-13 members, most of them have big tattoos, all that. You know what they are. So you're going to have them on file. I feel like if it wasn't, he would have said absolutely not. Those weren't those guys. But instead he said we can't confirm it. I don't know. I'm not sure. Y'all tell me. We have more questions than answers on this one. But I wanted people to see this clip in this video to see how real it gets in county jail. Because you easily could be one of those 18 people, right? There's going to be some tough guys in the comments swearing they would be one of those 4 or 5. But most of us going to be them 18. And they had it rough, man. Like, it's possible. He sounds like they're not going to do it, so there must be some outright sheriff office, right? But it would be possible for all 23 of them to be charged. Thankfully, they're not doing that. They're doing the fair thing. If anybody did anything wild on the video, I'm sure they're going to get it. But this one tripped me out. So y'all let me in the comments know, do y'all think really some MS cats took over county jail, a little country county jail in Texas? We'll just have to wait and find out.